Hello, everybody, and welcome to the latest episode of the FPL Affairs podcast, the podcast that strips back and lays bare our season-long love affair with FPL. In this video, the FPL Affairs Swan, aka the Differential King on the All in Football FPL show, shares with you the players who he believes will be this week's Differential Kings. How many will there be? Do you own any of them? Has he missed any? Before we get started, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel for all of our content, and ring that bell to be notified of each piece of new content we release. Anyway, enough of my small talk. Barry, get cracking.
And there's Mo Salah. There goes Haaland. He's on his way again. He's hungry. He's scored. Ice cold precision from Palmer. Saka! That is a diamond of a goal!
Hello everyone and welcome to Budget Midfielders by me, the Differential King of the All in Football FPL show, and also the FPL Affairs Swan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through club by club, looking at budget midfielders from 6.5 all the way down to like 5.5. All we want to do is try and obviously maximise our money and spending money on the premiums instead of obviously having, well, you want to obviously try and maximise your premiums basically. So you want obviously Salah in your team, even though he's missed 2 penalties and didn't really do much in the Community Shield. But for me, he is a must. Also potentially Haaland and maybe Palmer or Saka. So there's quite a few that you want to obviously try and cram in your team. So I've kind of come up with this little plan of who to pick and who's the best out of each team. There is a few that might be debatable, but obviously I'll let you think about that. So first, I'm starting with Arsenal. I've picked Declan Rice at 6.5 million. He got 11 goal involvements last year. 4 goals and 7 assists. So not bad going. Obviously, he is in the number 8 role now. He's not a holder no more, so he's more advanced. And also, he would have got 18 additional points as well from the new defensive contributions. So he could be a potential option. I've gone for Marlin at 5.5 million for Aston Villa. Obviously, he's had a really good pre-season, scored 2 goals and 3 assists. And I've heard that he's playing as a centre forward, not as a winger. So that might be a potential out of position in the future if he knocks Watkins off his pedestal as being the main striker at Aston Villa. So for Bournemouth, I've gone for Dango Otara. He is linked with Brentford, so he could potentially be on the move. And obviously, Brentford need replacing potentially Wissa going forward, who's linked with Newcastle, and also Mbeumo, who's already out the door. So he's had a decent, actually, pre-season, to be honest. He scored 2 goals and 1 assist. So that's not too bad for a player that's actually potentially maybe looking at his head's getting turned by Brentford. I know he is interested in that move. So moving on to Brentford, I've picked Damsgaard at 6 million. He scored 1 goal and 1 assist. I was tempted by Carvalho at 5 million, but I think investing that extra 1 million and having Damsgaard gives you potentially more game time because Carvalho might be in and out the team. So for me, I'd pick Damsgaard for Brentford. Brighton, Jorginho Rutter, 6 million. He can potentially play on wings, he can play behind the striker, and he can also play as a centre forward if Welbeck is not fit. And we know what Welbeck's injury list is like. He could be injured more than he's playing, but last season he actually played quite a lot of games. But for me, I think Rutter at 6 million. He's got 2 goals and 3 assists in pre-season, so he is actually potentially in form. For Burnley, I've gone for Anthony, 5.5 million. He was their 3rd top goal scorer in the Championship last season behind Brownhill, who's no longer at the club, and the centre forward, Zane Fleming. So Jaden Anthony's got obviously previous experience of playing in the Premier League with Bournemouth. So I think 5.5 million if you wanted to obviously go crazy and have a Burnley midfielder in there. He scored 8 goals and got 8 assists last season in the Championship. So hopefully he can replicate that form into the Premier League. Chelsea, I'm going for Enzo Fernandez, 6.5 million. Had a really good Club World Cup. Got 3 assists and 1 goal. And he is playing like a number 8 role, so he's actually getting further up the field as well. So, and he takes quite a few set pieces, so he'd be definitely one to keep an eye out. Ishmael Sarr for Crystal Palace obviously scored in the Community Shield. The only problem here with him, if you're going to have him all season, obviously there is AFCON. So obviously he is going to be going there with Senegal. But obviously he has got some great form in his last 7 competitive games. He has got 6 returns, and that's 4 goals and 2 assists. So that is pretty good going. So he is in ridiculous form. So for me, he is potentially a must, but we'll go on to that shortly when I've gone through all these. I'll be picking my top 5. So he just recently got a transfer for Everton. He is Jack Grealish at 6.5 million. I think he's going to be a revelation for them. It's going to obviously reunite his career. I think he might get an England call up if he does really well. Rumours have it he's going to be playing in the number 10 role like he did for Villa. So if he gets anywhere near that form, then obviously he's going to be a really good player for Everton going forward and maybe for England in the coming upcoming World Cup. Fulham, I've gone for my boy, Harry Wilson, 5.5 million. He's had a ridiculous pre-season. He's got 5 goals and 1 assist in that. So my only issue with that is potential rotation. Fulham have got a lot of attacking players like Smith Rowe, Iwobi, and Tiori as well. So and also Sessegnon, but he has got a knock. So for me, I think Harry Wilson is the pick for them. But obviously 6.5 million, I think Iwobi could be obviously a good shout, but obviously I'd rather save that 1 million and gamble on Harry Wilson. I've also gone for another Welsh player for Leeds. I've gone for Dan James, 5.5 million. Obviously did really well in the Championship. He obviously got some good returns there. He got 12 goals. So obviously he was the second highest goal scorer for Leeds after Joel Perreault. So for me, I think he might be a good one. And again, he's had previous Premier League experience. So for Liverpool, there's not really a lot there to pick, to be honest. So I've gone for someone who might be getting a transfer elsewhere. So I've gone for Harvey Elliott at 5.5 million. If he does get a move to a Premier League club, for example, like McAtee, who's at Man City, he's linked with Notts Forest. So he would be obviously a good asset as well at 5.5. But for me, if Elliott goes to a decent club, such as, for example, Newcastle are screaming out for some more attacking players, especially with Isak potentially doesn't want to play for them no more. So he could be a good bargaining chip. And also he's linked with a potential move to Crystal Palace because Liverpool are interested in Gay, and they might use him as a bargaining chip to get Gay at a cheaper value. So Harvey Elliott had a great under 21s championship as well. So for me, I think he would be a great asset to your team if he does get that move. Man City, I've gone for Reinders, 5.5 million. He can play anywhere in the central midfield. He's got an eye for goal as well because he scored 18 goals last season in all competitions and got 4 assists, and he's already got 2 in pre-season. So for me, I think at 5.5 million, if he beats the Pep Roulette, then obviously he would be a shoe-in at most teams at 5.5 million. Man United, I've gone for Amad Diallo at 6.5 million. He is playing as a wing back, so that is obviously a potential negative. But obviously, how Amarim likes to play, he does play offensive. So for me, it's not really a negative. I think it would be a decent return if he does play on that flank with obviously Dargo on the left and then Ahmed on the right. He has obviously done got some numbers in pre-season already. He's got a goal and assist. So for me, I think at 6.5, is it too much? Then obviously it's up to you to decide on that one. Newcastle have gone for Murphy, 6.5 million. Could be a rotation risk with obviously Elanga coming in. But for me, obviously he has done really well in pre-season. He's got 3 goals and 1 assist already. He is their top performer in pre-season. So I think with Gordon also getting a potential knock, so I think it'd be more Murphy and um, Elanga starting, and maybe even Gordon playing as a centre forward because Isak doesn't want to play no more for Newcastle. So for me, I think Murphy at 6.5, obviously going by obviously last season, he did really well as well. So for Forest, I've gone for the new boy, Endoy, 6 million. Obviously, he did really well last season at Bologna. He got 8 goals and 4 assists. He was in and out of the team. Didn't really start as much. He was coming as an impact sub, but I think he'll be starting quite a lot for Forest due to obviously Elanga obviously moving. So it'll probably be Hudson-Odoi and Endoy on the wings. Obviously, Forest haven't been scoring a lot in pre-season, so that's the only downside on that. I think they've only scored 1 or 2 goals. So for me, it's one of them. It's kind of wait and see on that one. But 6 million for a playing winger isn't too bad. Sunderland, I've gone for a Ringer. With this, I was actually quite shocked. Brighton obviously got rid of him, but obviously I can't really knock Brighton's transfers. Obviously they have done really well and obviously invested that money wisely. Usually, so for me, 5.5 million for Adringa. For Sunderland, I think he's going to be like their main star, and obviously he is already got a goal and assist already. So for me, I think that'll be a decent value at 5.5 million. For Tottenham, I've gone for Kudus, obviously come from West Ham. A bit of a rivalry between the two clubs. He did have a poor last season, but he did obviously come up with some goods last season. I think he got 4 goals last season. Hopefully, he can replicate his form when he first came to West Ham, and he produced 6 goals and no 8 goals, sorry, and 6 assists. So for me, I think if he does replicate that form, he's going to probably be the main man on that left side due to obviously Son leaving. So for me, at 6.5 midfielder for Tottenham would be a good asset for them. West Ham, I've gone for Paqueta. Obviously, the on off-field antics have obviously all been settled, and he's been cleared with that. But obviously, he has come back with a bang as well in pre-season. He's got 2 goals and 2 assists. So for me, I think Paqueta at his value would be decent. He is obviously at 6 million. So for me, I think that's going to be a good value for him if he does replicate the form that he's producing currently in pre-season because he's matching Bowen, who's got 2 goals and 2 assists as well. So for Wolves, I've gone for their new boy, John Ares, at 5.5 million. I think he looked exciting at Club World Cup, and he also scored a goal on his debut for Wolves. He's only played probably less than 90 minutes. He came on as a sub, 26 minutes into Girona and scored. And then obviously played about 60 odd minutes in the next game. But I think he's going to potentially be the new Cunha for Wolves. So for me, I think he'll be a decent budget at 5.5 million. So going on to my top 5 budget midfielders. So for me, I've gone for first place. I've gone for Reinders. Hopefully, he does beat that Pep Roulette, and I think he's going to be a, a decent value for that 5.5 million. Hopefully, he's going to be like a Palmer that obviously was at that bracket, and a Rodgers, for example. He's already got 2 goals in pre-season, as I mentioned, but I think he's going to be the best out of the bunch that I've picked. Second place, I've gone for Grealish. Like I mentioned, he's trying obviously reignite his career after being a bench warmer at Man City. The loan move might obviously help him going forward, and especially I think he's going to be really good in that number 10 role as well. So third place, I've gone for Kudus. I think 6.5 million for Spurs, who I think under Thomas Frank, I think he's going to be a good player for them. So hopefully I'm proved right. And I think at 6.5, I think it's good value. And he's not in AFCON as well because Ghana didn't qualify. So bear that in mind. Fourth place, I've gone for Rutter, um, due to the fact, obviously, he can play along the front line, and I think he's not going to be a potential rotation risk. March is out injured, Adringa's been sold. So for me, I think it's going to be either Rutter or Matoma on the wings. And then obviously, unsure who's going to be playing behind the striker. I think it might be Matt O'Reilly or something like that for Brighton. So I think Rutter is a great shout. So that's why he's in fourth place for me. And then fifth place, I've gone for Sarr. The only reason he's fifth place is because obviously he's going to AFCON with Senegal, 6.5 million. As I mentioned, he has returned in 6 of his 7 competitive games, and that's including internationals as well. And he did obviously score against England in that shock defeat for England. So for me, that is my budget midfielders. Hopefully, you've enjoyed it. And thank you for watching.
Where you can find us, how to get in touch via email, lowercase fplaffairs@gmail.com. On X, our handle is FPL Affairs. Facebook group, lowercase Fantasy Premier League FPL1. Although if you just search in the groups for FPL Affairs, will come up straight away. Our YouTube channel, which you may be watching this from, is handle at FPL Affairs. So youtube.com/. at FPL Affairs, and Spotify. The link is in the description because theirs never comes up as a full, clear sentence. And final thought on that slide, you'll notice on the right hand side, I've included, first of all, my 3-year overall rank. So, taking into account our overall ranks over the last 3 years, I'm ranked 6,000 in the world. Underneath that, I've got the FPL Affairs FPL League code. So we've got the classic league code of 12RRCG and the head-to-head league code of WRNFSG. Thank you, Barry, for your 20-player differential shortlist, including your final favourite top 5. I think I can safely say that 8 of those 20 have appeared in my draft during pre-season, some longer than others. And in fact, 2 of those final top 5 are in my draft as I speak. Although whether they'll still be there come Friday evening's deadline, we shall see. You will find out in our team selection video. If you like the video, please like and subscribe to our channel for all of our content. So all that's left to say is keep your FPL affairs under wraps. Goodbye, everybody.